We are looking at the blend. No. This is the recirculation door actuator. Way buried in this dash. And this is its. I was getting a B0229 performance error. So this is recirculate. You can see the fan down there spinning. Beautiful. I'm not sure what was wrong. I ordered a new AC Delco part. This one is a Dorman, and it's been in here for 5 years. For some reason it quit. So let's zoom out. What you have to do to get to this, it's really not that bad. They call it a 7-hour job on what Mitchell or All Data or whatever those mechanics use to price you. Once you've done this, I've had this dash apart a couple of times. It's not that bad. Now, let's look at it on the Tech 2. So, what do we have here? 10. So the computer will throw a code. I just read this morning, and I'll forget it by tonight. But those counts. So there's a potentiometer in there, and invariably when these fail. In fact, like the dealer wants like $3,000 to do this job. So what happens is gravity, heat, time, the grease that they used on all the little gear mechanisms in there oozes onto the potentiometer, and then the computer can't get a good blend or reading. That causes a fault. Or the clicking, the notorious clicking, because these things do a sweep every time you turn on the key so the computer can see where the door is. It doesn't really know where the door is. It just says open, and then it looks, so as we go through, like now I'll go in and I'll turn this to recirculate. So right there, if those are within 5 counts of each other, so the computer is commanding it to do something, and then the potentiometer says this is what I'm doing. So, this thing's so bulky. Anyway, I shouldn't complain about it. I really like it. So now when I go into recirculate, see the drivers increase. I don't know why it calls increase, but so these all work the same way. Go back into fresh air. So the computer doesn't find this, and it's going to get angry. So you can go back, exit out of here. So this will throw a code. So I shouldn't have any codes now. I mean, Lord, working on this all morning. But this B0228, I think, is for, and it tells you which blend door is within 5 digits of commanded and actual. So I can go in. If I want to recalibrate the whole system, reset. Now it's going in and it's sweeping each blend door actuator. Now in this thing, because it's just so hard to get to the blend door actuator on this truck, it's my baby, I replaced the one in here because it's so difficult to. And then I had found a guy wrote a post. Sorry, I can't do 2 things at once. Let's see what this shows. Oh, that's kind of cool. I've never been in here. Anyway, I cleaned out the mode door and the left-right actuator because I was having that notorious one side's melting, one side's got ice cubes. So I just took those because those are, I wouldn't say easy. None of this is easy. This is definitely, you're going to get bloody knuckles on this project. But I, so cool. Anyway, I cleaned up the factory original ones and put the 3 back in and then put in a new one because I didn't want to take the dash apart. Then I got the Tech 2 scanner and I went in and I saw that I had an HVAC code for that dreaded thing. But you know, this, like I said, this is like supposed to be a 7-hour job. You can do this in 2 to 3 hours. It's not that complicated. You might want to get a can of the touch-up paint for the dash because you might scratch a little bit, and just touch it up, put it all back. I'll have this all back and done again. So the AC Delco part that I bought, this one, the computer would not sense it. I don't know. There's a different. Dorman has a universal, but there's a different for the air door versus the blend doors. But this one, I was certain I got the right one, and I put this one into test, and I still got my B0228. So I took the Dorman apart, and there was a lot of the grease. It looks like Vaseline on the potentiometer. So I cleaned that up with some Q-tips and put it back together again. And I've been running this thing back and forth for like an hour. It's got that little dead spot in there that I'm a little concerned about. See that right there? Oh, and you do need to cut that part of the vent out of there. There's no way you can get that. But I just zip tie it back together again. It's, you know, it's not like it's structural. It's just for the defroster. So, you know, if you're like out in the desert or something, you're going to want to recirculate. And I'm bored. COVID. Going COVID crazy. So I thought, why not? I'll just tear my truck apart today. So I hope this helps. If you don't have one of these Tech 2 scanners, get one. Let me show you something else that's cool. I love gadgets. Let's go to the driver door. Where am I? Driver door module. Special functions. Output control. Exit. Go up. Window up, down. So you may think it's silly, but that's a good way to see if your door, if what's bad, you know, if it's your door or it's your you know, your regulator, the motor, or if it's a bad switch. You know, you don't have to guess. Pull that up. I'm miserable in San Diego today. What is it? 58. Yeesh. All right. Demo over.